Hello, Renee Flamond here. I'm sorry, Minnie just caught my eye. She moved right when I hit start. Hi, Angel. Go back to sleep, Mama. We talked last video about the narcissist's cycle being their game and how they want to win that game. And one of the wins, the first wins that they get, is when we bite in the beginning. That is a win. That is the first one that will be, hopefully for them, in their mind, the first in a long line of other little wins or big ones as they devalue you and get you back to believing in them. That's a big win. There's a lot of wins represented throughout the entire, we won't even call it a relationship, throughout the entire game. I'll call it a game. It is what it is. And the pursuit is the narcissist challenge. And they court more than one at a time, as you know, which I'll even give them that. They don't know you yet, right? You don't know them yet. Maybe you're seeing different people at one time. Maybe you both meet online, and how do? You both talk to 5, 10, 2, 30 people at a time, whatever is suited for you. But online, you can do that, right? So maybe that's how you met. So you were both doing that. You picked him because you liked him. There was something about him. He caught your eye. He said something or whatever. He picked you, or you landed with him because we bit. There could have been 7 other girls who weren't swayed by what he said, didn't fall for what he said, has seen the guy before and knew him a mile away. I'm that girl now. But with the narcissist mind, when I was with the one I was with, I didn't know. I was one who bit, who didn't see it from a mile away. That was a win. The euphoria they get is what they were after. The fact that somebody bit. It's not that this guy zeroed in on me. Obviously, again, if it's online or out or however, they think you're cute. They wouldn't have come up to you, liked you, swayed left, right, whatever the heck form they met you. They wouldn't have done that if there wasn't something about you that attracted them, that is appealing to them. That, don't get me wrong, chemistry and attraction is still part of that. But I bet the other 9 girls, he probably was saying, hey, we're cute too. Do you know what I'm saying? It wasn't my being with whom he was struck and was just so moved to, all the things that no. Oh, God. Oh, my God, no. No. I just bit. And, and there you are. Now what? Guess what? Now you're in it. And you know what? You are in so fast, and they were never in. It was just a game to see if somebody would bite. And you did. They were just seeing what they could land, who they could land. I responded, met him. It was that fast. I was easy prey. And now, of course, we know they were throwing out a lot of requests to meet and that I just bit. So then you wonder, how much further do they go with the other responses and whatnot that they're getting? I don't think that they jump in with both feet even in that way. Like, in other words, they're telling us they're jumping in with both feet, but I don't think they just let all that drop. Oh, I'm so in love. I'm just going to ignore anything, like you probably did. You cut it off. You stopped being online. You stopped talking to people. You were in. I don't think it works like that for them. I think they continue playing the game elsewhere because they don't know how it's going to work out with you. They continue playing the game with the old supply that they're still probably trying to woo, even though they're out trying to get new, i.e. you. Do you know what I mean? Which I learned. He was still talking to the... It's just a game. I want us to really be clear and caution others as to how they maneuver through a period of trying to gain supply. Again, I don't think they zero in on someone. Unless maybe that person is saying no and they're up for the challenge of breaking them down. That's a special challenge for them. So if somebody probably does say no, I bet they try a couple times to see if they can break them down. That would probably be highly enjoyable for them if they do. For the most part, however, they cast a wide net, I think, at all times and keep it kind of simmering just below the surface. Mine used to tell me right out, I never burn any bridges. Because his phone would ring all the time. I've had the same number for decades. I don't burn any bridges. And so anybody at any point felt, just in my narcissist experience alone, that they could reach back out to him. He leaves doors wide open. Even if it's horrible, like he ruined it with me and it was horrible, I could call him right now. He leaves it open. You know what I'm saying? Other than when they're in the middle of a fight with you and they say, it's over, I'm done, and then they're back in a minute. They don't ever feel that way, anyone, because they'll take any attention. I want people who do bite to also recognize that they're sending the same message to 10 different people. So I realized quickly that the message to which I responded was a sentence he uses 1,000 times a month. 1,000 times a month. A word here might be different, a word there might be different, but it's the same formula. And I just want you to think about what was the thing that made you kind of get hooked. He probably knows that works, or she. Again, my pronoun is he. And they use the same sentence. They're not sitting there creatively trying to think up one thing for you and one thing for this person and what. Okay, you might have a dog. They might mention a dog in a picture, or they might meet you in a dog park and you have a dog. They might use that later when they text you. But I'm saying, for the most part, the formula of how they approach people is pretty standard. It's like an MO. You know what I mean? Whoever bites wins, or they win with whoever bites. We think we win, but we lost, didn't we? Really. We now know. Now, depending on how good a supply you turn out to be, how hard you fall, how accommodating you are, how inquisitive you are or are not, could affect the way the cycle goes, couldn't it? If you're completely congenial, don't catch on to anything that's awry or smells funny or looks odd, and you just go along and they're just having a ball and you're having a ball and they're getting to be who they are elsewhere, and they're not getting questioned and they're not having parameters set upon them. That could go on for a very long time. And you, me, whoever is in the victim seat, may be blissfully going along thinking you are so happy. This is the best relationship you've ever had in your life. And you're none the wiser. You're none the wiser. The thing is, they have to feel like they have won at all times. So if you're going along like that, you're keeping them feeling like they are in a winning state of mind, state of being, state of living. If it's going well and you're feeding them, then they may stick around for a while. Until you don't feed them properly anymore. That comes in the form of when you begin to wonder, question, comment, challenge. They don't like that. Yet, if we do wonder, question, we don't dare do it aloud. In other words, even when it starts and we start to wonder and we don't dare do it aloud. But and we don't challenge because we want to believe. Why wouldn't we believe? They're good with the love bombing. That's on purpose. That's the first part of the game. The love bombing is the opening pitch. It's the opening pitch. They're going to be the best at it. Right? People that get assigned the opening pitch of a game, of a season, presidents, moves, they practice for that opening pitch. It's a big deal. The love bombing's the opening pitch, wherein they win their first little win to set you up for all the other mini wins that they will get. Every time they get you to believe them, as I said sometime recently, that's a win. Getting you to believe them is a win, and they do it throughout the whole relationship. They get you to believe them in the love bombing. They get you to believe them when they say they're sorry and come up with an excuse and double talk and word salad, and when they hoover, and they get you to believe them when they tell you you're insane. That's a win. They're making you think you're insane. That's a win. It's just a big cycle game comprised of a bunch of different times during which they have to feel they won, or they're going to flip out. Which is funny to me because I'm not a competitive person. My daughter laughs, my ex-husband, my mother, they laugh. I don't care. Like, a Monopoly board is sitting here. I even like to lose at Monopoly. I thought it was more fun to be the one that's trying to come up with the money. I'm like, it's kind of boring to be like, yeah, they're on Boardwalk again. I have a hotel, 2,000, and you're watching them drown, and you're doing nothing except collecting money. I always thought that was boring. Losing the Monopoly was more fun. You have to hawk things, and how am I going to get the money, and shuffle things around. It's weird, I know. That was from a very young age, and as I grew, I just don't have competition in me. I have personal best in me. Oh, I'll beat myself up worse than anybody ever in the world. But I'm not built for like competitive sports or any kind of competition. I don't look at somebody else and go, ooh, and use them as a barometer. I've never done that. Even in high school, I had my head down. I had a job. I was doing my thing. I've never been like, ooh, this person. They exist only and always within that whole competitive thing. With you, with everyone around them, and they want to win. They want to win against your own will. They want to win against anybody else you may be looking at. It's not a matter of you stole their heart, so they want to win you. No, if there's a choice between him and somebody else, and you're trying to make your choice, they want to win that duel. It's not the same as they want to win your heart because they're invested in you like you think you're invested in them. It comes from a different place. You follow what I'm saying? And it took me a long time to realize that it was a game. And when I did, that's why I have more to say about that last video, because when I watch them again, as I told you I do, I make it, I watch it, and many times it prompts me to remember more that I wanted to say on the topic, which is why another video might come out on a topic right after the video, which is what happened with this one. But I want to make sure that everyone is clear. The win for them is is the get. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing, the cycle is the game, and then the winning is when we bite. So in the future, if you are still with your narcissist, if you are trying to leave your narcissist, these little wins come up, whether you are just getting love bombed, getting hoovered, getting dumped, trying to get back, anything in and all around. Anytime we acquiesce, agree, believe, bite onto anything that they say, it's a win for them. So I'm not trying to say if you want to create some strife, make them feel like they lose, but don't be so anxious to let them win something. It's okay. Now, if you're in physical danger, that's a completely different story, and I'm not encouraging anyone who's in any kind of physical danger to challenge their narcissist. No way, no how, no way. You know that requires different thing. You need to call authorities, get help. That's a whole other thing. We don't want anyone in danger. However, if you are not, challenge them. You don't have to let them win every single little time we acquiesce or agree or remain quiet or don't say something aloud or don't challenge them, question them, whatever. They're winning inside. They feel great. Even if you're upset and you just found something out and they managed to say, convince you that you're insane, convince you that didn't happen, come up with an excuse that's plausible that you believed. You're sitting there writhing in pain, crying hysterically, half not believing, but wanting to believe. So, okay, you'll believe and give it another shot. They're sitting there happy because they win. They're feigning maybe upset for you, upset that they upset you. Inside, they're gloriously beaming because they won this little mini battle. I don't mean... It just makes me feel really bad for those of you that are hearing this, that I reduced the whole thing to a game. But I'm trying to fast forward you into a land of open eyes. I remained in the dark for longer than I should have, and I was watching a lot of these videos constantly on a loop for months and months. And months and months. So I'm trying to fast forward, cut through a lot of what I didn't see for a long time and save you the trouble. If you still are in a place of you're trying to see if something is real within your relationship, you may not want to hear something like it's all a game. I just noticed this piece of hair is bugging me. And I understand that you wouldn't want to hear it's just a game. But all evidence that I've ever seen or heard of kind of says that it is. And they win whenever we bite onto anything that they're selling.